wonders. AD, what do you got for a wonder?
Why is there in the middle?
Naomi. That's a beautiful wonder. What is X? Now, Diego, do you think you could solve for X or Miguel? Sorry. Diego Romero sits there in the last period. Miguel, could you use what you thought to help answer that wonder? What could we create? I like that. We could substitute a number in for X. What? Let me not beat around it then. What Miguel said is going to be a key skill that we're going to try and learn today. It's written in the red. Miguel said 2x has to equal 7. Go ahead.
Does the problem have that?
Can you say that louder just one more time? It doesn't have to, but if you're going to solve a problem, what you need to have is let's just turn what Miguel said into an equal sign. 2x equals 7. And then this is just algebra. How do you solve that? Use the inverse operation. Um, 15 minutes has gone by.
Damn.
I was stuck on this.
Honestly, ask yourself, am I the one holding this up, or?
You're the best, man.
It's not about being the best. It's about, we're early on in the year where we're setting the tone. And I just want to know, is the tone going to be one of come in, BS around, let's see how much time we can waste in the beginning, that way we don't have to do any hard work, that way we don't have to really take a risk and possibly learn something. If that's how we're going to run it, it's fine. None of us will pass the Regents in June, and that'll be that. And that's a guarantee. There is no risk to take. You will know, you just won't do it. My challenge to you is, take the risk. See if you will learn something. I mean, my hypothesis is yes, you will. I understand lots of you want to participate. I'm not the kind of teacher that's going to demand a hand and yell at you and stop the class and go, nope, I need a hand. I will allow you to pepper out answers. But you need to take it on you to do that in a responsible fashion. We cannot spend 15 minutes on an I think, an I see, I won't. It's, I think this, I see this, I see this, I wonder. And done. Less than a minute. In that spirit, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to go over number 2. We do not have enough time. Tomorrow, you will have a problem just like that on your launch. My challenge to you is tomorrow, let's see if we can do that. This is important, but We don't have time. What we are going to move on, because I only set aside 10 minutes for that launch, is now we're going to move on to notes. All right? We're going to learn some geometric terms, and then that's going to lead into practice creating diagrams. All right. Just for the future, if you turn over your launch, the exit ticket is there. So when we get to the exit ticket, when that timer rings, you can just turn that over and start working on it. I'm handing that phone to them. These notes that Newell and I are handing out, it's today's notes and tomorrow's. I like what Xavier's doing. He's reading what's in front of him. Today's notes are day 001. The back will be 002. Everybody on day 001? All right. I'm also going to try and move through this. I'm only going to give myself 10 minutes. You need to practice. The point of these definitions, the point of these terms is we're introducing you to the building blocks of geometry. Everything is built from this stuff. Yeah, and specifically just from a point. A point is the most basic thing. It's just a location in space. It doesn't have length, width, or height. It has no dimension. Right? And those are the pictures for them. When you want to write down, like in words, what a point is, it's just point A. And honestly, you don't even need the word point. You just write the letter A. The letter that represents the point. What do you notice about that letter? How is that letter different than the other A? It's capital. And that is the most important thing. Points are all capitals. If you're put in lowercase, you're not saying a point. All right? Here's my next question. What happens if you connect 2 points? What do you get? Well, which one is it? Is it a line or a line segment?
Line segment.
Okay. How is a line different?
The line is just keep going.
Good. How many ways does it keep on going? 2 ways. And that is the crux of a line. All that stuff there, all it's saying is, look, a line goes on forever in both directions.
You put regular lines, that's the arrows?
Yes. That's what we're trying to tell you. The way you know you have a line is that there's arrows on both ends. And that's because a line goes on forever in both directions. When you want to name something in geometry, you use the points that are on that thing. So this line can be called, you put the symbol above the points. So the symbol is literally the picture for a line. Okay? And then the 3 letters. A, B, C. Yeah.
Does it matter what order?
Yes and no. Let me pose a question back to you. What's another way you could write out line A, B, C? You could go backwards. You could go line C, B, A. What couldn't you do? What is it? Yeah, you can't do BCA. Why not? Yeah. That B is supposed to be in the middle of those two. If you write that down, you're probably not going to, no one's going to not understand. But it's just not correct.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry. Could we call this line AC?
Could you?
Yes.
AC works. What else could you do? Anything else? Yep. AB. BA. Yeah.
The only two letters that should be three.
And thank you, Lizette. The minimum amount of letters is 2. You can have 3 letters, 4 letters, 5 letters, but the minimum is 2 letters. So most of the time you're going to see lines written as just 2 letters. Awesome? Cool. You already figured it out. A segment, and we usually just call it segment. A segment is literally, you just chop off. Yeah, you chop off both ends. All right? It's a piece of a line. All right? It consists of 2 points that are called end points. What would you call point A in this segment? And what would you call point B?
Is there anything else you could call it?
I mean, you're right.
Right?
What's that? No, Joel's right. It's called point A, point B. But let me ask you this way. Does it go on forever?
No.
Okay. What comes first? So what could you call A then if it comes first?
Start.
There you go. Then what would you call B? Yeah. Does it have to start at A?
No, we're going to be in A, right?
Yeah. It could start at B. So when you go to name this thing, what 2 names could you give it? Yeah, AB or BA. And you got to put the bar over it. That bar means segment. What's up? For the symbol? No, you don't have to. Just a bar. That'll be fine. Any questions on segment? Okay. So we went from a line to a segment. What do you think comes next? And what would that look like? What would that picture look like? How did we go from a line to a segment? What did we do to a line? You cut off both ends. So, did you have to do that? What else could you have done? There it is. What is it? Just cut off one end. If you cut off one end, it's a ray. Describe to me in words what a ray is then. Take 30 seconds. Say that a little bit louder. That's literally it. Only because I'm recording.
I don't want to write it though.
Fine, you don't have to write it then. If you say it here, you don't got to write it.
What do you mean say it there?
Say it. Repeat what you said.
But I just said it. I don't get it. What you talking about?
Recording.
So the
You recording my voice? Why would you do that?
You want to say?
Alright, look. A piece of a line that only has one endpoint.
Perfect. And that's what you should write down for Ray. I'm recording.
I thought it was just recording the screen.
Oh, well, the voice is different.
Yeah. So then if you write down what Joel said, the picture you have to get is that a line, I'm going to write it here, a line with only one endpoint. His definition is better than mine, so we're going to go with his. Is there any other name you could call that? Could we call this Ray BA? Why not? It's only going one way. It starts at A. That's important. Ray's, the letter that you start with is where the ray begins. Cool? All right. A line with only one endpoint.
Maybe cross out BA so that, or I don't know how you want to.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. You've got this long definition. That's great. You can read it on your own. Who cares? What I'm trying to show you is there's a flow. If we stick on another ray, what shape have we made?
An angle.
That's literally what an angle is.
Two rays.
It's two rays that meet where? Does anybody know the name of B?
A midpoint.
Midpoint?
Endpoint. A vertex.
There it is. It's called the vertex. That vertex is important.
Thank you.
Does anybody know what? We'll call these sides. Not a big deal. The reason why the vertex is important is how would you name that angle? Its type, the kind of angle it is acute. Like, your name isn't human being. I don't go human being. Your name is Joel. What builds your name? There it is. Your name is built of letters.
So we could call it ABC.
It is angle, that's what that symbol is, ABC. Is there any other way?
CBA.
CBA.
Oh my God.
Oh, you are on fire today. You cannot do angle BCA. If you do angle BCA, what you are really saying is, you're saying start at B, run all the way over to C, at C, turn and go to A. So, but technically there's one more name we could give.
AC.
No, angles have to have how many letters?
3.
Or, if you do two letters, that's a line or a ray or a segment. If you do one letter, and which letter are we using? The vertex, the one that's in the middle. That's all I'm trying to highlight, is that the vertex letter has to go in the middle. So if I tell you angle XYZ, where does the Y go? At the vertex, at the vertex. This is key to the practice we're going to do today, okay? Yeah. I'm running out of time. You guys have done Much better. So let me just say this stuff and I'll let you practice. Congruent is just a fancy way to say the same. So we could say angle B is congruent to angle C. The symbol for congruent is an equal sign with a tilde on top. I would love to tell you why that is, but we'll have another class when we go over that. Yes, enye. All you're copying down is that. Hey. Angle B is congruent to angle C. Stay with me, please. I will try and make this as painless as possible. What's an angle bisector? Just in well, there's not two angles. There's 1, 2, and 3 angles. What is this ray doing to that big angle? Splitting it how? Cuts in half. If I put 2 marks on that 35, how many? Yeah, the other one has to have 2 marks. That's what it means to be the same. Congruent. I just want you to copy down cuts in half, and then just take a note that you can show things are equal with those marks. Better? Don't even worry about this. Don't even worry about this. The next one is adjacent. Miguel, I didn't say to get rid of the sun. Miguel has how many people adjacent to him?
2.
Joel has how many people adjacent to him? He doesn't have 2. He only has 1. What does adjacent mean?
Next to.
Yeah, adjacent means next to. The picture is going to look something like that.
What happened to angle bisector? What happened to angle bisector?
Don't worry about it. For angle bisector, just write cuts in half.
I thought that was.
No, you're right. You have it right. Cuts in half. That's good. Whatever. No, don't worry. Just put an arrow. That's all.
No worries.
Yeah, they have to share. Yeah, that's good. Adjacent doesn't mean that they're equal.
It just means that they share something.
Exactly. All right. So I think we should be done and start practicing.
Angle NYC.
All you were doing. Your assignment. You got 6 minutes left until the exit. All you're doing is practicing drawings, all right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm only two. So yeah, what you guys do right now is based on the notes that you're gonna try to process that. New York City is right on the What? Mister, come here. Okay, how we doing?
This is this one, right?
It's like, it's already in the system.
Yeah. If there are more information you guys would like to add, then I want to notes side by side.
I got some right. That's where your mom you look stupid. Oh, let me go.
Is there other information?
Okay, it's not the first combination, there's 9, 15 plus.
So I know
That's what I said! No, I said 9,
And I know it's like, wow, that's perfect. You see how much information you're putting that out there? Try the next one, okay? Oh my goodness. We try to figure out this.
Deal with this. Oh! I'm not that. Yo, are you copying, Joel? Ooh, you see? Yeah, mine will work right. Oh my God, it's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. DBZ.
What are you missing?
I'm trying to remember the
What else do you know?
The heat?
It says YZ with a red. Y that bisects the angle.
So did you make angle with Dragon Ball Z?
Here is the bisecting. And then look what it says. With a
If you grab somebody like this, of course that's a foul. The hardest That's the hardest. Did you make Angle Dragon Ball Z?
All right, so I got 5 minutes left. What I'm gonna do is I'm seeing a common mistake or misconception is in number 2. So I'll show you how to do number 2. I'll take maybe one more question if we have time. What angles are we given? And then what do you know about them?
RPO is 40.
And RPH is 120.
Those things are adjacent.
And they all equal 8.
All you're doing is just pick an angle. You have to start somewhere. Which one do you want to use?
RPH.
Well, I know this comes later, but to do this, you need to build this. You have 2 options. You can't do both at the same time. Just pick one of these. Fine, we'll do LPH. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it's 90 degrees or whatever. I'm just going to draw something. Where does the P have to go?
Vertex.
At the vertex. So I'm going to call this L and H. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay, now, what's the name of the other angle?
RPH. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see that they have something in common?
The P.
The P and what else?
H.
They have the L. L and P, this is the shared side. That's the adjacent piece. That's the side they have to share. All right, so I have to draw H coming out over here. You can't draw it coming inside because then they won't share that side anymore. Thank you. Okay? Then you can fill in the rest. Then you can fill in the rest. Yes and no. Then put it. I'm just going to let them do exit ticket. You are doing two things.
Guys, the exit ticket is up on the screen. Read it carefully.
Okay. Not to manage you.
Like this? I mean, not to the first part.
Are we, they're gonna keep their class?
You're going to hold on to your classwork and finish it from homework, all right? Exit ticket.
Okay, because you're
It says how to align different segments. That's the first question. The second question is draw a picture of the following.
Next was it.
Yeah, it's about.
Oh my god. I looked at the chart. X, Y, Q is 8x minus 8. What that So wait, so the only thing we type is X.
Yep, the only thing you're turning in is the exit ticket.
Alright, I'll take the exit tickets.
Chemistry.
Exit tickets in my hand with your name. And have a great day. Eat.
If you have a calculator on your desk, just please bring it back.
Exit tickets.